We're almost at we're at 71,150.
Are you really? Is it 71 already?
Yeah.
Dang. That's awesome, man. Congratulations. And have you put in the bullet
We
barrel
haven't
yet?
announced the barrel yet. Hey, I want to donate a bottle. Can I get added as a sponsor? I'm like, what the? I'm like, I asked you like 2 weeks ago before when I started, and you said you did, and then I asked you again, and you didn't respond, so I just went without you. And
Yeah.
I was like, you're already a sponsor because you're part of the Bourbon Pursuit team.
Yeah.
I'm like, why do you need your name? Just whatever.
That's just part of what it is. He wants to be involved in
Mm-hmm.
everything.
That's right. He just wants the notoriety, I think.
Yeah, that too as well. Can you blame him though?
I don't know. I
Yeah.
guess not.
I was like, all right, I'll wait till some. I mean, we can get started. I guess people will join on, and when we're we're live already, but they'll join on and watch when we want.
Yeah, but I'll
Oh,
just briefly
6:50.
mention it, and then I'll talk about the barrel pick being added. Maybe it'll.
Yeah. No Adam, no Thurby today. We were at the park. We were at the track yesterday.
Yes. There's no way we could have done 2 days in a row. Kenny may have,
Well,
not
I
me.
could have. You, on
Yeah.
the other hand, I think that you set yourself in
Can't handle freedom.
one day. All right, let's get going here. Ready?
Yep.
All right. It's This Week in Bourbon, the only sure bet this Derby season. And here's your headlines for May 6th, 2023. New Riff has announced a dual release of two new heirloom grain bourbons. Buffalo Trace is thrilled to release their Buffalo Trace experimental peated bourbon. And Blue Run Spirits is announcing their first ever single barrel rye whiskey. But before we get started, here's a quick word from our partners. Welcome back, everybody. It is Derby week here in Kentucky, which it's a big week. There's a lot of bourbon to be had. There's a lot of money to be lost at the same time as well.
Did both of those yesterday. A
Very
lot of bourbon was
successfully.
had and a lot of money. Not a lot of money. I only had time to lose 3 races, but it's hard on these, those Tuesday, Wednesday kind of days because the horse fields are like 5 horses and then two of them scratch and there's no money to be made.
You could
And I still
easily win
can't
a
even pick a
trifecta.
trifecta with 4 horses in it.
It does suck how that always works out. But we did have a good time at the track yesterday. I know a lot of people saw it on our Instagram. Always a big shout out to our friends over at Brown Foreman, Old Forester, and Woodford Reserve for inviting us up to their suites to be able to sit there and try some new stuff, hang out with some other people with not only just in bourbon media, but as well as Chris Morris. There was Melissa Rift, Elizabeth McCall, Chris Pointer. I mean, they were all there. So it was great to be able to hang out with everybody and just kind of not be so like work focused, but kind of just kick back, relax, and just enjoy the time there.
Yeah, but well, as you know, I had a great time, and
Half of Churchill knows he had a great time
yeah,
yesterday.
that's right. And I can't remember the name, but the artist, wow, that painting she painted was like she presented it to us, for Secretariat. I forgive me, you can probably look it up, but maybe not. But I was looking at it afterwards when everybody left, and like the detail on that painting is like it's more impressive than anything I've seen at the Uffizi. Like it's like there's this like you can see the veins in Secretary. It's like
Yeah,
crazy.
no, she's good. You're making me blank on it. I want to say like I don't know because she was the same lady that did the 2022 artist for the Woodford bottle as well. I've got to look it up now. Jamie Coram, that's what it is.
That's
I
right.
had the word Coram in my head, but Jamie Coram, that's what it is.
Yeah, but it was a great day. Weather was perfect. The bourbon was good. Brown Foreman just one of those. Impressive that a company that's been around in the city this long and like everyone that works for them and everyone that's around them loves that place. It's like they're just an impressive company. I don't know. They don't get enough credit. I think.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. And it's just there's an energy about that place too, especially on a day like yesterday, or should I say when we were there when it was the sun was shining bright. It was just a lot of just great people walking around. I mean, it just felt really good. So
Yeah, I love this week just because it's like all the focus is on Kentucky and everything that's great about it. You know, obviously the horse racing, the bourbon, but just the hospitality, having a good time. If you want anything to get done this week, good luck. Sorry if you're trying to do business with people in Louisville. They're not getting anything done, but it's just a great week that I always look forward to. And then it takes me about 2 weeks to recover from because a
yeah,
lot going on.
it's funny you say that because I was actually talking to Melissa about that same exact thing yesterday, and it's like, hey, can we do this? Can we wait till after Derby? So everything just gets backed up until Monday.
It's yeah, and then they're like, actually Friday.
We'll just keep going.
Yeah,
We'll just keep going.
just keep pushing it back. But anyways, yeah, and I know this is airing Friday. I'm going with to the Oaks with the great team at Bardstown Bourbon Company. So I'm sure I had a great time and or there's a great time to be had. So thank you to the fine folks at Bardstown Bourbon Company as well for hosting me on Friday.
There you go. I like Chris Haynes in the chat that said, I saw the headline this morning that said the People's Champ had a great time at the races yesterday.
That's very true. I did.
Well, I mean, speaking of Derby, have you looked at your bets yet? Do you know what you're going to be putting in for your Derby bets?
I haven't. No, I this is rare for me. I haven't even like looked at it once. It's terrible. I
Mm.
saw somebody scratched, didn't they, this morning?
I don't know. I didn't really see. I actually was just checking it before we started recording here to see if we, because I'll throw in mine. And one, because it seems like it's very apropos for a bourbon, is that there's a horse called King Russell, but it's in the 23rd post and it's not actually in every single website. So I don't know if that one will be racing. That might be like one of the options or optional horses in case something does get scratched, it gets in there. But that seemed like it was very fitting for bourbon like. But the horse that I did stick out to me was Hit Show. It's in the first position. It's because it's a gray horse. The gray horses always seem to do well for me when I bet on them. Now, will say that out of like the 20 years that I've been betting on the Derby, I've only won once. So don't take that as a vote of confidence there either.
Yeah, I bet on a horse yesterday named Kenny something. I don't even
That's what
think
it was. It
I
came
don't
in
think
like
it
dead
made it
last.
out of the gate.
Actually, you're
Like I
right.
was,
I don't think it crossed the finish line.
yeah, we're like, where the hell? What happened to this damn horse? And so I'm looking at the horses. Maybe I don't know.
Well, while you look at that, I do have one story because we were.
Reincarnate. I don't
Is
know.
it because you're going to be reincarnated as a horse next time after?
Maybe maybe after Oaks. That's what. Yeah, I
So
like. Go
we were
ahead.
betting yesterday, and it was right towards the end. We had to leave. We had to leave a little bit early because we had to go pick my daughter up because she was getting well, not pick her up, but she was getting dropped off from the bus. So we had to be back at home. And my wife bet on this horse called Proud Foot, and that's because everybody in my family has something wrong with their feet. And of course, the horse goes off at 8-1. We do $2 across the board, and it wins. So we ended up essentially breaking even for the day. It was like a $30 win on the bet. So not too bad.
That's awesome. I don't even
Yeah.
see this Russell horse. Maybe I'm not even
Yeah, you
looking
got to
right.
go to like Kentucky Derby's official website to see it.
Oh, was it a late entry or something?
I don't even like I said, it might be one of those optional ones. It's like 23A or something like that is
Yeah,
what it is.
yeah.
And it's going
Um,
off of 50-1.
it's funny. I opened up my Twin Spires account yesterday because I haven't apparently used it since last Derby, but I had $150 in there because my wife bet the long shot last year, and that's why we had $150.
That's it happens every once in a while. The long shot does win.
It used to happen quite often, but when they went to the point system, there hadn't been the favorite has won like I think it was like 6 years in a row, and then until last year.
Yeah. Well, we'll see. I think Forte's the favorite this year. I actually got to see it when we were at the track. It was in the paddock doing a little lap. So we got to see that kind of
I
happen.
did
It was
not
pretty
see
nice to
that.
see. You did not see the paddock at all yesterday?
No.
All right. Well, we're done talking about horses. Unless you want to throw in a derby bet real quick.
I'll go with yeah, I'll go with the reincarnate 50-1.
Reincarnate. There you go. All right. So we'll check back next week and see if we won anything. But also folks an update on the auction and benefit that you've been working on as well.
Yeah, so if y'all been listening in prior weeks, we launched a charity raffle for my good friend Josh Barrick, who was tragically lost in the mass shooting. The bourbon industry stepped up huge and donated a ton of stuff, but we just, as of today's Friday. Well, actually, we're recording this on Thursday, so as of right now, it's at $71,000. But we did just get a email from Diageo who wants to donate a barrel pick, bullet barrel pick for 10 people, and it includes the whiskey. So if you get a chance to win a barrel pick, and whatever that yield is out of the barrel, and so that's pretty cool. That's a $10,000 value and pretty awesome of Diageo. So
Or you
and all
can
the
just go to the barrel pick by yourself, and then you end up with
that's right.
180
Yeah,
bottles.
like that's me all to myself.
It's all me, man.
Yeah. So anywho, it's been incredible. I mean, I Jessica, who is Josh's wife, sent me a message earlier. She's been floored by the response, and it's like, it's said that this is just giving her hope in the community and whatnot. So it's a small thing that we can do to help her and her family get through this. So it's been awesome. I can't. If you've donated, thank you so much. It's very awesome, and if you have it, please consider it. It's helping these people out. And really, really quickly, can I just read through these sponsors real quick?
You can do that, but also tell people where they can go, like the link or something like that,
Oh yeah,
where
yeah.
they can hit it
Sorry.
too.
Yeah. So it's on our social media channel. So if you go on Instagram and all that, but the link is bourbonpursuit.rallyup.com, and then it'll have the Barrick family campaign is where you need to go. So if you just type in that, I'm sure the AI will take over and get you there. Um, so anyway, so yeah, I just want to thank Adam Clorn, Angels Envy, Bardstown Bourbon Company, Beam Suntory, Brown Foreman, Campari America, Chris Nall, Dan Lally, Diageo, Eric Brown, Heaven Hill, Jason Brewer, Father Jim Sishko. Did we ever confirm if we said that right or not?
We haven't yet, but
Okay.
hopefully we're
Yeah, yeah. So Jim Kelly with Fern Expo, the Fraser Museum, Fred Minnick, Kroger Wine and Spirits, specifically Chris Blanford, Mark Quinnen, Matt Pittman of Meat Church, Michter's, Southern Glaziers Wine and Spirits, The Party Horses, Peerless, Pursuit Spirits, Rabbit Hole, Repeal, Sagamore Spirits, and Drew Colesvine of Willet Distillery. So thank you all for helping us out. This has been an awesome raffle, and we still have about 7 days left. So still time to get involved. Some crazy awesome prizes, over 100 now 40 bottles, a barrel pick, a barbecue class with Matt Pittman, a VIP bottle your own experience at Barstown Bourbon Company, Mid Julep Tours, van for the weekends, suite at the FC Louisville FC soccer. So some cool bourbon experiences and tons of cool bottles. So check it out.
very awesome. I would almost enter myself, but I'm gonna donate. I can't enter myself because if I won something, people will be thinking that there was some insider trading involved there.
I know I bought some tickets just to test it out when we launched it, and I was like, if I win this, I'll just like randomly pull another name,
Figure out how to redo this one.
especially if I win the barrel pick. I'd be like,
Yeah, there you go. Like, we'll just need 180 bottles for myself.
that's all right.
Well, we'll get started here in a second, but I've only got one other kind of announcement, and this is for me. I'm actually turning 40 this weekend,
That's
and
right.
so my
Monday,
40th
right?
birthday party starts now. So I'm actually going to start celebrating. I'm doing 4 days of partying for my 40th. So I'm excited to be able to do that, and you'll be seeing all kinds of unicorn bottles. I'll start at least maybe just finishing that I have on my shelf over here. So that's
Well,
so, but as a part of that, I just want to say, as a part of my 40th birthday, it's not about me, but I want to say thanks to everybody that's out there that's been a listener, they've been a supporter, they've been doing everything they can to help build this program because it's without you all that we get to do fun stuff like this. And Ryan and I have been looking forward to the next few years of what we can do with inside of Pursuit Spirits in this bourbon game. And it's because of you all that we get to go and chase this dream and have some fun with it. So I know it's my birthday, but I want to dedicate it to everybody that's out there that's a listener. You've bought a bottle United. You're helping make our dreams come true because that's one thing that I'm looking forward towards with my birthday is kind of getting onto that next adventure, next chapter in my life.
Yeah. Happy 40th. Isn't it Monday?
It is. It's gonna be on Monday, but I'm celebrating all weekend.
Oh, well, where you doing? Where you going Saturday?
It's, don't know yet. You want to come?
Yeah, sure.
I haven't figured that part out yet. I mean, I know it's not going to be anywhere crazy because anywhere in Louisville's already booked up, and it was booked up 6 months ago.
Diplo's coming. Did you see that?
Yeah, that's true. He'll be on 4th Street.
Yep. Yeah. It's right up your alley, man.
It kind of is. But all right, let's get talking about bourbon. We talked about 15 minutes of just junk, and hopefully people are still with us here.
Yep. Sorry. Snooze
Well,
fest.
here we go. It'll be quick. So this is again for our friends over at Bardstown Bourbon Company. They're going to kick off their summer patio concert series on Friday, May 12th from 5 to 9 p.m. in celebration of a collaboration with Bardstown's brewery and restaurant, Scout and Scholar. As a part of the collaboration, Bardstown will release their latest collaborative series, which will be exclusively available at the distillery. The collaboration with Scout and Scholar is a 12-year Kentucky bourbon finished for 8 months in barrels that previously held Scott and Caller's Wheat King that Steve Nally oh sorry, and the Steve Nally 50th anniversary. Oh, sorry, that held the Steve Nally 50th anniversary blend. In addition to the distillery exclusive collaboration, master distiller Steve Nally teamed up with head brewer Lee Northcutt to create a special beer, which will be available as a limited release for the summer patio series. In addition, guests can enjoy craft cocktails and bites from the new summer patio menu, curated by executive chef Stu Plush. And there's also live music by Clint Campbell and DJ G Money. Reservations
Ooh.
for patio tables are available through advanced reservations are not required, and all events are weather permitting. There
There's
we
your
go.
40th. DJ G Money. I think
DJ
that's
G Money, it's my man. Actually, I've never heard of him, but I'm sure it's money.
yeah. That's our liquid advisor, Steve Nally. Yeah.
I thought you said G Money's our
Or
liquid
not
advisor.
G Money, but yeah, our master distiller. Or I never know who is over there at the team at Bardstown, but I love both of those places, Scout and Scholar and Bardstown. So it makes sense to bring them together.
Maybe next time we're there, we'll just have G Money just playing music and doing that reverberating the barrels for us, right? We'll just play some deep house or some bass music right there. That'll be
Oh,
our
that'll be our release.
yeah. There we go.
The bass and glow sticks, just made this
Everything
whiskey
needs a
just
story.
age into the just something magical.
Like I said, it all needs to vibe. It all needs to work with. Never let a marketing opportunity go undone.
That's right.
All right. Well, here's our last one. You ready for it? Told you this was going to be quick. So, Diesel Cigars and Rabbit Hole, they are marking their third collaboration with the Diesel Whiskey Row Founders Collection Boxer Grill. It's an extraordinary cigar that brings together two masters of their respective crafts. Diesel's Whiskey Row Founders Collection was developed by Justin Andrews and blended by AJ Fernandez and handcrafted at the Tabacalera. Yeah, Tabacalera. Okay, just making sure I said that right. Uh, at the Tabacalera AJ Fernandez in Estili, Nicaragua. Man, that's all over the place. So the cigar features a proprietary aging process developed by AJ. The limited edition blend is centered on a proprietary Nicaraguan Habano binder leaf, selected for aging in the handcrafted, wood-fired, toasted, and charred number 3 new American oak barrels that aged Rabbit Hole's Founders Collection Boxer Grill Rye Whiskey. So Diesel Whiskey Row Founders Collection is being released in singular front mark called Boxer Grail, and the Toro, which is it's a 6-inch by 52, is presented in elegant boxes that mirror the packaging of the Boxer Grill as well. The cigars will sell for around $16 each, or you can get a 10 count box for around $157.
Yum. What would have made it even more epic is like if Vin Diesel drove around in his car and then had DJ G Money playing in the subwoofers so you could get the. But I've
I'm in
had
your
these
face.
cigars before. They've done partnerships in the past, right? They're really good.
Yeah, they usually do them with Diesel. That's what this is their third collaboration with it. So
Yeah, okay.
I
That's what I
I
thought.
know that you are able to go to their gift shop and they typically have them there. So if you're a cigar person as well as one of those kind of barrel aged cigar kind of people, I'd say go ahead and check it out.
Yeah. Yummy.
Yep. Well, that's going to do it for the bourbon news, and then take a quick break. We'll be back with some bourbon release news. All right, everybody, it's bourbon release news time. This will go just a little bit longer than the first half, only because we're not going to talk about ourselves too much anymore. But there's 5 new whiskeys to talk about, so let's get to it. I guess technically 6 because This is a double hitter here. So, New Riff, they have announced a dual release of two new heirloom grain bourbon whiskeys. You have Yellow Leaming and Blue Claridge Kentucky Straight Bourbon whiskeys. Both are bottled in bond without chill filtration at 100 proof. I'm like putting words before each other here. The Yellow Leaming and Blue Claridge. Am I saying that right? You're
I,
an econ person. Claridge?
Claridge, I've never heard that word.
Clarage. Claridge? I mean, that sounds about right.
Sure.
All right. Look at you, like, I don't care. Keep going.
Yeah, move on.
These were distilled from rare, regional, heirloom corn crops and finally crafted into equally rare bourbons, introducing unprecedented flavors and connecting the distillery to its agricultural origins of whiskey making from centuries past. Originally a derivative of the Native American corn dating back to 1824, the yellow leaming heirloom varietal used in the latest exploration was entirely sourced and grown for New Riff by a local farming partner, Charles Fogg of Greensburg, Indiana. The Ohio Valley Blue Claridge varietal, developed in the 1920s by farmer Edmund Claridge in Clinton County, Ohio, birthed the second heirloom grain release from a more circuitous, circadi- it goes in a circle. We'll say that. Route to the distillery. Uh, I'm really struggling with my words
Circuital.
today.
I don't know.
I'm at some point, talk about AI. I just need AI to read these things for me,
Yeah.
lending a marked difference to the whiskey compared to New Riff's standard recipe, replete with fruited, spicy tones. The Yellow Leaming Kentucky Straight Bourbon Whiskey is made with 65% heirloom yellow leaming corn, 30% rye, 5% malted barley, and the Blue Claridge Straight Bourbon Whiskey is made with 65% blue corn, 30% rye, 5% malted barley. Both are aged for 5 years and has a suggested retail price of $56.
Hmm. Yummy. I guess getting these heirloom varieties, who knows what it's going to happen.
Yeah, at some point they're just going to start calling them the tongue twister releases because I'm going to just keep screwing them up.
It's like Game of Taboo or something. Trying to
It's
trying
like
to guess whether.
how many times can we get Kenny to screw up
Uh
reading
oh.
these press releases?
Uh
Yeah, like lose a life every time it happens.
That's right. But sounds tasty. I really love that malted rye they came out with. We tried that was good.
Was good.
I don't think it
Yeah,
was heirloom, but it was malted something.
whatever. You malt anything, I'll drink it.
That's okay. Meth. I don't know.
Yeah, you malt meth. Why not?
Yeah.
All right, American Mash and Grain. They bring together three unique whiskey styles and produce. Sorry, they bring together three unique styles and producers to continue to redefine American whiskey. So, Borrowed Page Volume 2 is the second release in a limited release series. It's a partnership between American Mash and Grain and the craft whiskey distilleries that they've featured on their site. Each volume will be a different from the last, weaving the tale of a uniquely American collaboration, blending a culture of craft and passion that honors its makers and hopes to move the story of American whiskey forward. Volume 2 was blended in partnership with whiskey influencer and connoisseur Ryan Mills, also known as That One Dude Ryan. And Volume 2 is a blend of single American malt, American single pot, and rye whiskey. It's 110 proof and just over 900 bottles were produced. And here's the breakdown. So 38% of it comes from Virginia Distillery in Livingston, Virginia. It's American single malt. So 27% of that was a QV cask single malt, and 11% was a sherry cask single malt. 37% comes from Mammoth Distilling in Adrian, Michigan, which is a woolly rye varietal. And 25% is from Tolnua Distillery in Arvada, Colorado, which is a single pot still. So Borrowed Page American Whiskey will be sold on their website for $75 for a 750 ml or $40 for a 375.
He slammed the bottle down when he got the blend together.
Probably.
Slammed
Slammed
the
it and then
glass, slammed the beaker, the blending stick. I don't know. There's not a blending stick. I don't know what I'm talking about.
there's a blend. Oh, there we go. Talk to our master blender over there. What's he
Yeah.
doing? He's just playing with his blending stick.
That's what gets you double golds is that blending stick.
I feel
That's
like we
pretty
need
cool. I want to try this. I like
That's
that one dude run.
I'm
He's entertaining.
quit trying to change the subject. I want to talk about your blending stick some more here. I'm thinking like we need to make this a thing.
Yeah, it's a magical blending stick. I just
Does-
tap it twice on the edges. It's like a wand.
Is it like is it small that you actually use for the blending, or is it like a walking stick? It's just like your blender's like just
Yeah,
a blending stick. Like you
it's
can
just
just
a
go and you
cane.
tap the barrels on the side.
It's actually the Harry Potter thing I bought at Harry Potter World. My kids bought those stupid $60 wands, and that's what I use.
You just got to find a
That
new use for it because it's
just
sitting in a
just
closet
like
somewhere.
here, stir some whiskey in the beaker with this thing.
It's like whiskey magnifito.
That's right. Ready? Change it into something good. Double gold.
There it is. There it is. So Chattanooga Whiskey, they're announcing the release of Founders 11th Anniversary Blend. This highly anticipated release launched with a Founders celebration party back on April 26th, and that was at the company's Riverfront Distillery. So
Yeah, we didn't get
following the foot,
invited.
no, no, well, it's okay. Probably wouldn't have made it anyway. That was your
It's true.
birthday, wasn't it?
No, 28th.
Ah, close enough. Love you, buddy. So,
Yep.
following in the footsteps of last year's critically acclaimed 10th anniversary blend, the 11th anniversary, this edition of the Founders revisits a familiar theme by blending three whiskeys, which symbolize the company's past, present, and future. Much like, I guess you could say, the, the what was the Christmas movie that everybody, the Ghost of Christmas Past? Bad joke. So, similar to
Swing and a miss.
yeah, I was about to say, I was like similar to fucking Scrooge, but whatever.
Yeah.
So, similar to last year's vintage, this year's blend includes two repeat inclusions: the company's original law-changing 1816 whiskey recipe, which is coming from Lawrenceburg, Indiana, along with the company's now signature Barrel 91 recipe distilled in Chattanooga. These two Solera finished whiskeys from the past and present join whiskey from a third Infinity Solera, which contrastingly contains an evolving blend of straight whiskeys from both the Chattanooga Whiskies distilleries. The new 1,645-gallon Infinity Solera presents the company's third Solera collaboration with Fuller Crafters of America, who also crafted the company's 1816 and 91 barrels. Wrapped in lattice-style stainless banding, was one-of-a-kind barrels reveals overlapping infinity, hourglass, and DNA helix symbols, collectively meant to symbolize the company's never-ending commitment to innovation. This year's vintage is comprised of 25% of 1816, 50% of their 91, and 25% of Infinity, and has a suggested retail price of $60.
Pretty sure I got to try this when I was down there a couple months ago with Tim. Tim does the blending there. With he doesn't have a stick, but he has.
He's really missing
He's
out.
got some big Solera tanks. But yeah, I like this release. It's usually pretty tasty stuff.
All right. Well, let's see if I think my daughter has an extra blending stick around here. We could probably probably forego and give one up.
Yeah, keep as a backup just in case this one starts. This one starts not working.
Hers might actually have an LED light in it.
Well, these do. Yeah,
Oh, so the real blending sticks they do, they got an LED light on it.
you got to have the LED light in that.
Yeah, it's
That
it's your
that those LED rays. It, like replicates like I don't know
it just
something.
permeates through the wood at that
That's
point.
right. That's right. It's like
Yeah.
the same with Dr. G's money or space
And his subwoofers.
subwoofers. Yep.
All right, so Buffalo Trace, they're releasing which has been in a long time. They're releasing experimental, the B Tech, I
Mm-hmm.
guess you could say, series. But this is their peated bourbon, which, if
Yeah.
anything,
Send it
goes to
back.
show we can
It
we can say right here
fail
we're not gonna
experiment.
like
Yeah.
failed. That's why. So an innovative Kentucky straight bourbon made with smoked peated malt as the latest innovation from their ongoing experimental collection. As the world's most award-winning distillery, Buffalo Trace is deeply committed to honoring traditional production techniques while embracing change and pushing the limits of innovation in American whiskey. The Buffalo Trace Experimental Collection, which debuted in 2006, is celebrating the peated bourbon as its 26th release. It's another prime example of their commitment to innovation. And each expression in the collection offers characteristics and a taste profile uniquely its own, caused by experimental changes in the mash bill, types of wood, barrel treatment, and more. Since not every experiment is deemed worthy of bottling, these whiskeys are released periodically and sold on a limited basis. The latest outcome from the experimental collection has proven successful, resulting in a one of a kind Kentucky straight bourbon subbing smoked peated malt as a flavoring grain for traditional barley, which lends just itself a hint of smoke to the revered rye bourbon mash bill. The experimental distillate, aged for nearly 10 years in new charred white oak casks, undergoing regular spot checks by Mr. Harlan Wheatley himself and his team before bottling at 90 proof. This will be rolling out in limited quantities to its distributor network. Will start shipping to retailers and restaurants soon and has a suggested retail price of $47.
for a 750 or is it a
No,
375?
these all come in 375 or 375s.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Whatever happened with like all the ones they did they like just like they're not gonna do anything with those? I didn't know if they were like, oh, these were got tons of great feedback and we're gonna like do this one again, but maybe
Well,
not.
you had the single oak project. That was the one, and then you had the experimental collection. And the experimental collection was that they had. I remember I saw stuff that was like they used rice, they used all kinds of different barleys, they used different barrels and chars and whatnot. And it's one of those things that's like, yeah, you put it down, but it's not something that probably aligns with a particular brand portfolio. Like I don't see them ever coming out and going, well, this is the E.H. Taylor Jr. peated release. Like, they're not
Right.
going to do that. So they've got to figure out what to do with it. And uh, I mean, I know our flavor profile, we're not going to be fans of this, but I'm sure there's somebody that might be.
Well, everybody's gonna buy it just because
It's
it's
Buffalo Trace. Yeah.
Sazerac, but
These used to sit on the shelf. These used to rot on the shelves. All these B techs. I remember when I first started getting into it, you would just see rows of it because everybody's like, "Well, why would I want a failed experiment?"
well, it's just like when at the end of the year, we're like, you want to taste some bad whiskey, and
People are like,
people,
"Absolutely."
yeah, send us all of it.
It's a fascinating thing.
Yep.
Well, I see Todd and John are in the chat here talking about, well, maybe next is going to do Pete with Ambarana finishes.
Oh yeah, that's double hate by me. Three thumbs down.
John calls it the Peterana.
That's hilarious. Peter
All
Rana.
right. And here's our last news article, and that's that Blue Run is announcing its first ever single barrel rye whiskey. And this is dropping just in time for Mother's Day. And so, Blue Run Kentucky Straight Emerald Single Barrel Rye Whiskey marks the second release from Blue Run's award winning Emerald Rye series. And like the gold medal awarded Blue Run Emerald Rye Whiskey, which was released back in November 2022, this single barrel offering was contract distilled by Blue Run's liquid advisor, Mr. Jim Rutledge himself, at Castle and Key. And Shaylin Gammon, who's their whiskey director, she selected these barrels. And in keeping with the releasing a whiskey just before Mother's Day, each of the single barrels from this Emerald Rye collection are named for the mothers and the lives of the Blue Run founders. Now, I'm not going to go through and name all the barrels and their proofs and whatever, but they all range from 116.3 to 118.2, so you're averaging around 117 there. But I will give a little bit of nod to the name. So there are, I think there were, I can't remember how many names there were, but here we go. So you have Ashley, Liana, Sharon, Sean, Cheryl, Jodu, Minette, Kimberly, and Paige. So there's all your single barrel names, and these will be available very limited and has a $200 SRP.
I like the Emerald Rye. I was a fan of it.
It was good.
It was tasty. So I'm sure a single barrel picked by Shaylin is going to be good. And very brilliant. Mother's Day wasn't one of the holidays taken by other bourbon companies. So I think we're kind of screwed. We don't have any holidays left with our release. It's like, what are we going to do? Like,
Flag Day.
National Flag Day?
Yeah, why not?
Yeah. Or something you can't pronounce day.
Yeah. I'm sure there'll be some. There's got to be Flag Day. Is Arbor Day taken yet? We'll find something good. Yeah, because Halloween, all the big ones are taken.
Yep.
Your
St.
Christmases.
Patrick's is obviously.
Yep,
Kentucky
that's
Owl,
gone. Halloween's
Halloween,
gone.
New Year's with Barrel.
Yep,
Is there a Valentine's one? Maybe
you
not.
might be onto something.
Ooh,
The Kissing Hearts release or something. Who knows?
that's right. What
Maybe
are
it's like every bottle that comes out has one of those, those chalky
Sweet Oak
hearts with some.
release? Yep.
Well, I was saying how those chalky hearts with those dumb sayings on it. Like we'll put one of those on every back of every bottle or something like that.
Ooh, I got the Sweet Oak one. Or I got the
Mm. Kiss me like I'm Sweet Oak.
yeah. Or we'll just name it after your like past girlfriends or something.
Oh, I'm sure our wives would love that.
Yeah.
Be like, why do you have 32 different ones? No,
That would be great.
all right. Well, that's going to do it for this week in bourbon.
Yeah. Thanks. Sorry, I'm struggling on this one. I had too much fun at the Brown Foreman suite.
No,
And And right now, I'm having a lot of fun with Barstown Bourbon Company as you're listening to this. So,
So if you see Ryan at Oaks, go ahead and say hi to him and make sure he's having a good time.
oh yeah, I don't even know what to say. I definitely will be. Okay,
He'll be having a good time.
I'll be having a good time.
Yeah, you'll see the guy that's like doing belly slides across the floor, maybe just running the paddock, one or the other.
Slap in the bag.
Yeah. But that's going to do it for this week in bourbon. Well, cheers, everybody. Happy Derby,
Happy
and we'll
Derby.
see
Hope you
you.
win.
Yes, win big. We'll see you all next week.
Toodles.